Urban Eat. Girl, you smell like lemongrass. Yeah. Girl, you smell like lavender. I wanna get
We got grapefruit. I'm gonna be making grapefruit. I wrote down my goals right here. I wrote these down like I think in January. But I just was going back to this notebook because I have this notebook and I have this other notebook. This is my main notebook where I write a lot of my different products, all my different knowledge that I've been learning. But in this, I've had this notebook for a few years and I usually don't even keep notebooks for that long. So this has definitely been riding. But I put my 2019 goals and new products that I wanted to work on. And I wrote it in January, and at the end of it, I wrote, open up a new store. And by the end of January, we had a new store. And the crazy thing about it was, like, we came over here because we were looking for some shea butter. Like, we were actively looking, but most of the places that we were looking at were in Atlanta, and everything is, like, more expensive there in Atlanta. Very expensive. And so we had moved back here. We're just, like, living with my in-laws, Quentin's parents. And we were looking for a shea butter place that was close to here, and we went over here to this store called Simply Natural because they said they had shea butter. And now we actually buy shea butter from them in bulk. But at that time, I guess we didn't get it because like we didn't even inquire about them having it in bulk. We just saw we just saw the little buckets or whatever. And then we saw this place, and they had a for lease sign in the window, and I said, Quentin, I was like, check that out. And he called about it right then and there. And we had visited a few other places in Douglasville, but it just didn't align. We called about this place, and the guy was like, we were leaving because we just were like, we're gonna inquire about it. The guy was like, I can show it to y'all today. And so we were like, we jumped on the highway, but then we just like turned back around, got the exit, turned back around, met the guy here, and he opened up the door, and like we just looked at the space, and it was just a long, just like, I loved how long it was, the potential that it had. As you guys could see, the ceiling boards are missing and stuff, and there were so many different things going on with it, but you know how you can just like see that potential for the space. So I was like, man, the price was amazing. Like when he told us the price, it was what we had pretty much been paying for in rent to live in a house last year, the last 2 years. Yeah. And the difference that we notice so much now is that this is a place that we can make money. This is a place that we can produce our soaps in a bigger space, and a place the separation, and you can have the retail. And one of the things about the house is that when we're in the house, you don't want everybody coming to your house. Like, you just don't want any old body coming to your house. To have a commercial space is just like, it's so surreal. It's very surreal. I love to tell the story about how Urban Eating started, because where we got our roots at was at an urban farm. Was interning at an urban farm. Shout out to Nuri and Safi. Nuri, actually, when we first started interning with him, Quentin started interning with him first, but it was right in Nuri's backyard at the house that he was living in. I don't even know, we weren't at the farm yet. He was just in his backyard. And at some point, when he left, he cleared up that space and then moved everything to the farm. And didn't they move to the house too, right after that other house?
Where? Oh, after.
They moved to the house after that, didn't they?
Tomorrow when they was on
the
Mortar?
One by the, and they moved to the one by the farm. Yeah. That was where they went right after that. Okay, so they moved to a house closer to their farm, and then the development of the farm, like, it's so crazy. We definitely got to go out to the farm too, and just, because that was an incubator for us. Just going out there harvesting, learning about vermiculture, learning about permaculture, just learning about different methods of farming. And for me, that was like learning about sustainability. And I thought it was so cool to know Nuri and his family, and to see him providing something to a community and like giving value. Like, we were doing farmers markets with him, so we were there like helping grow the food and then going to sell it at the farmers market. Mm-hmm. So that was like, I want to do this. Like, I want to do something like this, because for a big part of my life, like when I tried to figure out what I wanted to do, I remember having a conversation with my mom, and she's like, "Stop being so earthy," because I was like, "I want to work at Whole Foods.
I remember that too.
I want to work at 7-9." Like it was just like,
but that's who you are.
That was who I was. So like when we were at the farmers market, I was like, "This is me. Like this is where I want to be. This is what I want to be doing." And so I was like, "Man, I need to find a skill that's gonna allow me to be here, a place where I can come sell my things, my wares, my creations, and come here." So at first I was like dabbling with like jewelry making and stuff. But I have this pair of earrings that I wear all the time that I always get compliments on. But I made these years ago when I was making jewelry. And like I wear these today and get hella compliments. People are like, "Make jewelry again." So I'm gonna see about that. But I dabbled in making jewelry, and I just kept searching for something. I was like doing like knitting and crocheting, which I never kind of really got into. And then let me get my book. I got this book because me and Quentin love to go to Barnes and Nobles and just get books, which hence is why we have our bookshelf over here. But this was a book that I started reading. And I was going through this book and I was just finding different things to do. Something that piqued my interest. Let me see, I'm gonna go to the page. So I was going through here and I came across candles and soap. So this started talking about soap making techniques here. And then right here, it was a botanical slab project.
Your soap was looking just like that.
It was this soap that I made right here. I made this lavender soap. This was the first soap that I ever made. And this one is melt and pour. So I made it exactly like this, where you pretty much melt down the base, grind up lavender buds and put it on the top there. And I was able to cut it and use it. And this was surreal for me too, to make this, because I was like, I can make soap. Like it was so cool to me to be able to like use herbs and to use essential oils, and then to turn around and to wash my body with this same soap that I just made. And I was like, wow. So I just like posted it on Facebook, just showing people something that I was proud of, like just making soap. And this had to be like 4 years ago.
This was
no, we've been in business for 4 years, so this had to have been like a little over 4 years ago.
I can pull it up like exactly, because Facebook will tell you all the time. Facebook always tell you like when it happened.
And I think I definitely recorded it on Facebook.
There you go.
You know, you got to go all the way back, but I think I definitely recorded it on Facebook. And people were like, "I need some soap. Like, I want some soap. I want to try your soap." And at that time, like, I had only
like
made
14 or 15, 2014, 2015.
2015.
I'm gonna pull it up though right here, but
So it's been about like 4 to 5 years. And people hit me up and was just like, "I want some soap." And I was just like looking at Quentin like they want soap. And Quentin had a landscaping business already, so he was already like on entrepreneur mode, just doing that. And even when I was like, I would always get jealous of him too, even though he was still doing valet. It was just like cool to have him.
Now it's circling around to me.
It's circling around, because I remember you always had your business, and like I would be kind of jealous because he would like take off of work, or he needed valet, but like it was kind of like, oh boom, like I could still go work a landscaping job and make some money. And he had his hours. And Quentin, I think I was like, "Man, Quentin, people like this soap." And Quentin was like, "You gotta start a business making soap." And I'm looking like, what? Like I wasn't thinking about I was thinking about creating a skill, but I think it was like real, like, okay, wait a second, I gotta start a business making soap.
You didn't know where to start, probably. Like
I didn't know where to start, but what I did was I just kept making soap. I was making soap, and one of my first sets of soaps that I was making was bentonite clay soap, just a soap with just straight bentonite clay, activated charcoal soap, which is still one of our best sellers to this day, years later. What else was I making? I just was making like just regular ones, like lavender.
Tea tree and turmeric?
No, I didn't have tea tree and turmeric in the very beginning. That's my first soap right there. You just passed
Where?
it. Right there. It's my first soap that I ever made. I didn't share that. That was my soap that I made right there.
That's how I ever made soap. So this says 2 years since, so that means it was 2014, and it had to be.
Okay, in 2014 that I made my first batch of soap. So yeah, that was my first soap ever. Like, and when I first made soap, I was using something called the melt and pour method. So even when Quentin suggested that I do the business making soap, like I'm pretty sure he suggested, he was like, "Yeah, you should make soap from scratch." And I'm like freaking out, because that's a whole nother aspect that I gotta learn. I'm like, making soap from scratch, like what? And so I just ordered a soap making kit and learned how to make soap from there, and just kept going at it. Even though I had a business, even though I was working, I was a server at the time. I just was making soap. Like, it was something I was genuinely interested in. I liked it. And at the time, we were going to a congregation when we were Hebrew Israelite, and I was selling the soap there at the congregation, and it was doing really well there as well. Like, you know, it was all family, all love there. So I definitely had people just buying the soaps. I didn't even have labels. I just was telling people about the soaps. I think the neem and chlorella was definitely still around at that point. And I can't even remember how I came up with even just making those soaps in particular. I think that I was just like looking up herbs that I wanted to use.
Yeah, I don't know how you did, because
I don't know how I did
I
that.
remember the day when I was like, I had told her, this is when we were starting to use spreadsheets. I was like, look, go sit down, write out all your recipes for each one of your SKUs. You know, I made her like just sit down, write them out on a spreadsheet so I can go back and do the numbers for them. And I don't know what you were thinking, what you were doing, but
I created a line.
Really
I don't know how I did it, but
like in a day,
and was making those soaps. I remember I was making them on a small little sheet pan. I was just laying them out. Like, if you see now, we got racks of soap. I was making them on one like small little sheet pan that was like this size. It was like this size right here. The sheet pan that I was making my soap on was like this size. I didn't even have curing racks or anything. I just was sitting them like on my kitchen counter. I lived in an apartment, so I was just sitting them on my kitchen counter and just like letting them cure and then selling them. So like I said, we got multiple racks now. And when we moved, me and Quentin were just talking about this today, but we had a situation where after the apartment we moved in with my in-laws then at that point. So that's when tea tree and turmeric came along. That's when I made a new soap, tea tree and turmeric. And this was the rack right here. This was my curing rack. This was my soap curing rack. So goals then was to fill up this soap curing rack. So to go from 4 little racks to just go to filling like all these racks and still even needing more, like we have more racks that we can set up to put up, and just to continue to just bust out as many soaps as possible is very humbling. And two guys, just so you know, this is Tyrone right here. Tyrone, say hey. Tyrone's over here working hard, beveling. So yeah, we've definitely come a long way, just from me making soaps to Quentin came on with the business at some point. So he really helped gear a lot of stuff, and Quentin can definitely talk about that. But he's the one who got me online. He's the one who created the online store. It was like, you have to go online. Like, he sparked so much in me. Like, whenever people want me to like talk about being an entrepreneur, I've been to like women only events, I've been to like family events, and people want me to talk about being an entrepreneur, and I have to always give credit to Quentin because he sparked so much in me, and he was already having that entrepreneur spirit. So he just pretty much just like helped me see that light. So yeah, you want to talk about the online store? Like, what were you thinking with that? Like,
I mean,
how we
remember
even got into that?
It was really the winter. I always talk about the winter of 2014. That's like my infamous winter. I said infamous.
I was about to
not
say,
infamous, but
I don't even know what infamous means.
Yeah, famous winter. But nah, really, after my first year in business for landscaping, I didn't have anything going on. So it was like, what's going on? I thought I had a great idea, but I had to really educate myself on like how to get people to know what I was doing. So I really tried to educate myself, and that whole winter of 2014 on the internet and how to use it and creating content and doing videos. And that's when I really was just started creating content for the internet. You remember, I used to get on your nerves just talking about just...
You were going network, we were doing network marketing.
I was doing network marketing. I was doing just some...
I'm making this video here because I just actually got finished watching a documentary / report on the guy that's behind creating World Star Hip Hop. And this guy is like a genius. And one of the things that I realized that he knew, and one of the skills that I saw that he had, was learning how to use the internet, because the internet these days is a very important tool and skill that you need to know how to use these days in time for you to be successful in any business that you have. I don't care what your business is. You definitely need to know how to use the internet and how to have an online presence.
I was doing just some crazy, but I was just really going in real deep on just how to create content, how to create value. That was a huge word for us, value, how to become more valuable. Mm-hmm. I was just going in on that, and really I think towards the end of 2016 was the end of my kind of like landscaping, and I was trying to look for something to do.
Yeah, you were.
I was looking for something to do.
You wanted to go hard with the social media.
Yeah, I wanted to like do social media marketing for other companies.
Good morning, guys. This is Quentin here, founder of Produce For Yourself, and I'm here with my blog number 2 of just documenting as I try to acquire clients for my social media business, social media and internet marketing agency that I'm starting along with Produce For Yourself.
Because I was like, I'm tired of landscaping, tired of the gardening or whatever, and I kind of wanted to use my skill of marketing to use my mind a little bit more, because the landscape was more labor intensive. So I wanted to do something more with using my mind, and not something that was just killing my body like landscaping was, even though I still like it. But I was trying to figure something out. And then Taryn was like, she would see me doing all this free stuff for all these companies. And she's like, why are you doing all this stuff? Like, why don't you do it for Urban Eden? And I'm just like,
yeah, you're already in-house. Like, it makes sense.
I'm already in-house. It's like, but I was being impatient though. That's the thing. I was being impatient. I wanted money now. I wanted money now. And honestly, this was before we even got that 4,000 bar order. He was like, why don't you do it for us? So I was like, all right, bet. After the end of 2016, I came on the Urban Eden full time and started really taking control of the Instagram. Really focused on the website a little bit more. We already had a website. I think I had already got us on Shopify.
You had us on Square first.
And
when you started hearing about Shopify, you
We got Shopify in the mid 2015 towards the
because we didn't have Square that long at all.
No, we didn't. But I learned about Shopify. But I mean, honestly, yeah, like. It's a common. Urban Eden is really a combination of us too. Of you like product.
He's urban. I'm Eden. I'm just joking.
That's lame. But
people always ask us that.
Do, but really, the sales and marketing aspect that I learned through going through Rakakai, which was the landscaping company, learning how to deal with people or whatever. And then she's the artist. I consider her like the artist. So she brings that aspect. So I let her. When it comes to product creation, that's why she got her notebooks. I let her do everything that she need to do. But I'm the person that's trying to, shine light on it, trying to get the documentation of it,
brand awareness,
the awareness of it, to let people know about it. Because that's what I started with. When I had that first business with the putting vegetable gardens in people's backyards, I thought that was such a brilliant idea, but nobody knew about it. And I had to educate myself on how to get people to know about it. So when I had the opportunity to jump into a business that sold something online, I always knew. I always would say to you, I used to be like, yeah, this is going to be the business.
I was going to say, you did say that prior to before you came on to the business. You was like, I'm going to, if Urban Eden keeps growing, I can see myself like coming on full time.
I was like, yeah, this is going to be the business that will really take us to where we need to go, because you can sell. The internet, man, the internet has changed the game for like everybody. Like, it's really gave opportunity to so many people, and honestly to us. Like, I looked in 2018 at all our sales. Only 30% of our sales is in Georgia. 70% is outside of Georgia. So that's crazy for us to be a company based here in Georgia, but only 30% of our sales are in Georgia. So like, that's crazy. So and
so I just wanted to talk about just how this is coming along. I got my herbs. So far, this is the soap, and then I've been looking on Pinterest for so many ideas. Pinterest is lit, guys. They had ideas for the soap store, just how it should look, and helped to put everything into perspective. Because like, I had the vision in my head, but it was like, how do I make it come together? And so we pretty much, the store counter right here, we got this off of Craigslist, and it was crazy because we were thinking about like, how are we gonna build like a store counter, or how do we find the perfect store counter? And I had just been like searching, and Quentin kept telling me like to check Craigslist every day. So at this one point, I happened to check Craigslist, and I think this might have been on there for a few days, but we saw this store counter. It was only like $200. The guy who made this store counter made it for his business that only lasted for about 3 months, and it was going out of business. And he said that he spent about 5 hours making this store counter. And Quentin is like, now that we think about it, we feel like he made it for us pretty much, and he didn't even know. We've taken quite a bit of a drive to come pick up a store counter. It's a really nice.
This is what it is. So this is on IKEA's website. Yeah.
It's cool that you made it.
So this will, you'll kind of tilt it, Quentin, like that, and then like, well, it's looking good. And then when I had it done, she's like, whoa.
Wow, yeah, it looks really good. Got it. It was a tight fit in the car. We're gonna have a tight ride. All right, so The store counter took up a lot of space in the truck, so we're putting these on top of the truck. Want me to mow that little plant thing? Or... Oh my gosh. Welcome to Urban Eden. It was a perfect size.
You got a hell of an imagination. That's awesome.
You know how you gotta keep walking out and coming back in to see how it's looking? It is coming along. Oh my gosh. That looks so beautiful on top of there. It just really like definitely set it up. I liked it because this little detail area right here kind of just goes along with the floor. So it just pretty much kind of did like an offset kind of situation with this color wood going around it, and then it had a lot of different colors going in there. So it really just adds a pop of color and fits really well. And that was just like another nerve-wracking thing for me, is like, how am I gonna find all of the furniture pieces that I needed? But I'm telling y'all, the universe has been so abundant with me, just allowing me to just find things. So we got these counters here too. A lot of stuff came from IKEA, and it was weird because I was like, I don't want all my stuff coming from IKEA, but IKEA just has a lot of great things, and that's just the way it is. So we put this store counter up. I got another store counter down here because we're actually going to add another one right up here, like right up above it, so that we could just put more product. When I got this store counter, he also had these ladder shelves too. So we were able to get these. These just so happen to come from IKEA. But the vision that I have for this is like soaps being right here, herbs and like complementary products like bath salts, exfoliating scrubs going right here on these side shelves. And then of course I had to do the plants. It's so crazy. I just realized how we put the two majestic plants on either side. So they're majestic and it just gives majestic vibes. I'm still trying to figure out what to do at the bottom down here. I was thinking about doing some baskets. But then we found this table here at World Market, and this is actually a natural stone table. And my ideas for a lot of the store was to do like brass colored. So we have like some brass colored stuff, brass colored base. In the lights, there are actually brass colors in the fixtures too. So it's just like those little tiny detailed kind of things. And then this just kind of came about just like putting some little pieces on here. But we're gonna feature whatever we're featuring at the moment is going to be pretty much placed on this table, but it's still going to just be like this nice little centerpiece area. Over here, I just definitely want to get like more plants, but I went into my storage because, as you guys know, we're staying at my in-laws, so I actually had a lot of things. When I went to my storage, I was like, hold on, I got a whole lot of stuff, and it was things that I didn't even use at the other house. So like we had these plant hangers here that I didn't even use at the other house, that I just put these up and we're able to add these to the decor. I got the aloe vera, gotta have the aloe vera in here. And then over here, I just wanna have like my body butters, things that are gonna be in jars, things that are gonna be in bottles, like liquid soap and all going over here on this side. Liquid soap might go on the other side, I don't know. And this is something that is special to me too. I gotta hug it, I love books. I had a whole bunch of books in my storage too, so I wanted to definitely have a situation where I have a bunch of skincare books. I got a bunch of holistic books. I got magical books. Quentin's got a bunch of business books, so I put all his stuff over here on this side because I don't want, you know, that ain't for me. That's for him. and for people who might want to look at the business stuff. But that's the kind of things that we have here. I got cookbooks. I got my spiritual development books, and then just filling it out with like plants and other little knickknacks. And then I have this sign here too from the house. So I just put that there, and I love it because I feel like when you come in, you just see like love grows here. Just putting like different inspirational plaques around here. We have Be Happy over here. I got this that I just got that says kindness is served here. So I just want, good vibes when you come in. It is a reflection of me. We're gonna have like lip balms and stuff in here. So it's just like things that I wanted to have good messages, good notes. Then I wanted to, one of the visions too was to put that bookshelf here and then have some curtains going here. So like if we're not at the store, we could just close the curtains so that people don't, even though the windows are kind of tinted, they don't necessarily see what all is going on back here. And even when we're here, we don't want people seeing what's going on back here. So this area is still a work in progress, but this is really mainly for our working space. Over here, we're gonna have like our pretty much like lounge area, podcast area. Quentin has a podcast, and this is pretty much our creative space. So this is where we're gonna be creating whatever we can here. And then we want to change out the tables, but these are the tables that we have for now to work on, to just get things done. We have our beveling station right here, and that's what Tyrone has been helping out with a lot, which was crazy because when we actually first hired, we actually have somebody else that works with us, but when we first hired, that was what we were looking for, a beveler, somebody to bevel soaps, and really somebody that could just do the, as we continue to grow, can do the whole shipping fulfillment process, and can, you know, be a manager of that as we continue to grow the team as well and add more people to the team. So Tyrone's definitely doing a great job. He's dedicated and a hard worker, so I'm thankful for that. And yeah, this is where I put just all my goods up here. I put all the soaps over here. And these, we had to get a refrigerator. We had to get a refrigerator for one, for body butters, for making body butters, and for two, because I'm hungry. I like to eat. I need to eat during the day. Quentin knows. He says I get hangry, so I got to have some food, and that's what I got here.
What you got up in there?
Huh? What? Why you all up in my refrigerator? What you? Okay, so I don't got nothing up here because these are for the body butters, and we don't really eat a lot of frozen food either, so that's pretty empty. But so far we have like, I gotta get that old smoothie out, but I got salad, I got some tofu, more tofu, I got some veggie deli slices, some Bombay potatoes, oh yeah, and some lentils back here too. I got some lentils. We don't use microwave, so we have a toaster oven over there. And I got some tomatoes, I got some bagels. I got this rosewater kefir, this dope stuff right here. If you guys are in Atlanta, check out Cultured South. They are the fermentation masters pretty much. But one of their production manager, Petals, she's awesome. She makes a rosewater kefir. And so with this, I just wanted to kind of collaborate with the people that I work with at the farmers market. Like I said, I've been developing relationships, and everybody has so many cool things. So like we get herbs from a guy who sells herbs there. That's where we get our calendula from. And then we just made this pink soap right here with the rosewater kefir. This is our spring soap. It smells so good. It smells like springtime. And I put the rosewater kefir and the rosewater clay in here, so it's always cool. I've never worked with rosewater kefir, which is a probiotic. It's essentially living organisms, living cultures within it. So to put that within the soap was a really cool idea. And then we've been getting drums of coconut oil, like been getting drums since we lived in our last house, since we were in the garage. So we definitely needed a place for these coconut oils.
This stuff is hard as a brick. This is what you gotta do when you're starting out, man. Really. Because it's just a part of the journey, man. It hurts my arm a lot, so then I take it. People be asking like about how I was making soap and all of that kind of stuff. This is what I'm into. I'm into the oils. Coconut oil, palm oil, and shea butter. That's what I'm into. Commodities. 400
pounds of pure coconut oil, baby. So that we needed a space for that. So it feels good to have like a floor like this. Let's get on the floor because this floor is important to me. Having this floor like this is important to me because and I need to get a mop, but just to be able to like have an easily accessibly clean floor, all I gotta do is mop it. There's been times where we lived in a garage room, so we had carpet. We destroyed that carpet pretty much. And then we also, in our garage that we were in, you know, it already had its own oil stains and concrete floor, so that was another story. Coconut oils.
So y'all saw me just fill the oil tank up with coconut oil, and it was solid, and I feel like the dumbest person in the world because I actually just made a big mistake. I left the coconut oil faucet thing open and I didn't even know that it was open. Ah!
It feels good to have this space because soap making is a dirty job. Making something clean, but it's dirty. These are our tanks right here. At the grand opening, we actually plan to raise money for a bigger tank. We need a bigger tank. This tank is cool for right now, but this tank we can't make over capacity of what we're doing right now. We are already making at capacity. So we need something bigger so that we can produce more soaps at a given time. And then just continue to bring you guys some awesome, dope soaps. So yeah, I have some ideas for what we can do for there. And then we can come to the back. One of my reasons for getting this store when I was sold, I got some dishes in here right now, but it was because of this sink. I needed a deep sink, something for cleansing, something that I could actually sit pots in there and clean the things that I needed to clean. And then it's just like a nice size bathroom. We got the incense in here. The rule is if you take a number 2 that you got to light that incense because it lingers in here. And then we have our backyard area back here, which we had to do a lot of cleaning to this area, a lot of rehabilitation. This couch actually was right here up underneath this magnolia tree. So they went and moved out that couch, but they just need to move it to the dumpster at some point. But they moved it out from back here. But let me show you. I just went Instagram live about this the other day because I'm truly a herb nerd, guys. Still got a lot to learn, but y'all might see like junk, a little dirty lot because some trash comes back here. But there's really treasure back here. Like this right here is cleavers. You can use this for the liver. So I really like the fact that this is growing in abundance back here. There's also some dandelion growing back here. And here is henbit, which is kind of going down a little bit, but oh, it's right here. Henbit is right here. And then this right here is curly dye. So like I'm into backyard medicine kind of things. Just finding out what kind of useful things are in the back. And I can make salves and tinctures with all these kind of things. Like right here we have dandelion. So dandelion, you can make salves, you can make dandelion oil, you can make dandelion tinctures. This is the leaf sweat right here, so some more of it's gonna grow in. But yeah, I'm a nerd. I get geeked out over these kind of things. This is the type of stuff that excites my life. There was some chickweed back here too, but somebody came and like cut the grass. But one thing about weeds or flowers that people consider weeds is that they will come back more stronger and vigorous. So you might as well find a use for them because they're gonna come back some way, somehow. So yeah, that's what I got back here so far. But I think that this is really cool. I like chickweed, I like cleavers, I like dandelion, I like henbit. All of these cool things that I can utilize and actually are good for the liver. The skin is connected to so many other systems in the body, so to use herbs that cleanse that is very useful because then it just helps with the skin. And then too, there's this magnolia tree right here that I really love a lot. I want to put like a small just raised bed back here, something small, and get it on and popping. But yeah, I don't know, trash keeps getting back here somehow, but we'll continue to clean it up because we care about the space. So yeah, I love the backyard. It was just so many good parts to here. That's my MTV crib too. It brought me back to, because I know we were talking about just the name of how Urban Eden came about. Back to when we were living with your parents the first time. Like,
that was in 2015.
This the second time, but the first time we were living there, and the name of it in the beginning, I was coming up with all types of different names. I was thinking like Ascension Soaps was something that was really on my mind just because of our mentality, like where I was thinking. I definitely was really big on like spiritual ascension and just like constantly growing and evolving. So I knew that I wanted to like incorporate that in the name. And I think I remember like prior to me even like starting a business, I saw on Facebook or somewhere about an urban farm, but it was spelled HERB''N', and I said that's so cool, and I just like made a mental note of that. Mm-hmm. So like when I created the name of the business, I was thinking Ascension Soaps, and then Urban came back to me again, so I called it Urban Essences, which was supposed to be like a play on what was that? Herbal Essentials?
Herbal Essence.
Urban Essence.
Herbal.
Herbal Essence. Oh, off of the Herbal Essence, that brand. Because you know they had some dope commercials. They did have some pretty interesting commercials. But I was calling it that for a very long time. And then when it came time to get their domain, to get the URL, we looked it up and somebody already had it.
Yeah.
I don't even think it was the same business, but it was just the fact that somebody already had it.
Somebody had it.
So he's like, man, in that same night, in that very moment, we was like, we got to come up with another name. But we knew Urban was gonna stick. I loved it because I hadn't been seeing that anywhere else. And so we were like coming out with different names like Urban Essentials. And Ishmael, Quentin's younger brother, both of our brother, we consider him our brother, but he was down there. And we were just like throwing out names like Urban Earth. I don't know why we didn't go with Urban Earth though. I like
Urban Earth is pretty cool, right?
Yeah, Urban Earth is pretty cool. I like Urban Earth. But somehow, I don't know, even us being like Hebrew Israelite at the time, just like into the Bible and stuff.
Yeah, biblical inspiration.
Ishmael shouted out and said Urban Eden. And we were like, that's it.
We was like, yeah, that's it right there.
It just felt right.
Yeah,
we was like, that's it right there. He claims he came up with the name, but he came up with the half of the name, okay?
I mean, we all came up with Urban, because you like Urban, but then he came up with that Eden
I
part.
came up with Urban.
I said, okay, yeah. Okay,
but we
yeah,
all
like
came
that,
up Ishmael, we all came up with Urban. We all settled on Urban Eden. Ishmael definitely said Eden, and it was a go. And so it just has been rolling ever since then, just even with online, just doing e-commerce online. That's pretty much what we've been doing this whole time. And so then I had quit my job, my first serving job, and was doing like Uber and stuff, and I thought that I was good. I'm making soap, like I don't need nobody telling me what to do. I can run my own business, this, that, and next. And that wasn't the time. It wasn't the time. I had to go back to work. I had to, because bills had to be paid, and I had to find something else to do. So I went back to a serving job. And that was cool. I stayed there for about 2 years. How long did I stay there?
What, True Food?
Yeah.
Probably like a year.
I think it was a year. I don't think it was that long. I stayed there for a year. And it really started to stress me out emotionally. It wasn't the job. It was the management and stuff, like just making me feel like I don't want to have to do this. I don't want to have to do these particular things. Like, I need to go hard with my business, and I have this business, like, and I understand, like, definitely taking orders from people, but some people are just like assholes with the way that like they give orders sometimes. And that's something that even as I go forth as a business owner, like I definitely want to always keep the morale of the people that work with me. I consider them a team. Like everybody's putting in input. I want people that are valuable in a team that's going to help the brand grow and see the vision that I see. And so opportunity arose. Like, I just was like, when we talk about brand awareness and brand development, it was like, how do we raise brand awareness? That was one thing that I always wanted to do to distinguish myself from other soap companies. And I was like,
many people making soap then.
It wasn't many people making soap. It's a lot of people making soap now. But then at that time, it wasn't a lot of people making soap, especially not a lot of people of color making soaps with businesses. Like even at the farmers market, it was so easy for us to get into the farmers market. There was only like 1 or 2 other soap people in the community farmers market area. And once we applied for that, I applied for about three different markets. And I was gonna be busy. And it was gonna be too much trying to take off of work on Tuesday and Thursday, or Tuesday? I think it was just Tuesday and Thursday and Wednesday. It was Tuesday, Thursday, and Wednesday, 3 prime days within the middle of the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we were Hebrew Israelites, so we weren't working on Saturday. So it was just like, what days was I gonna work? I don't know, because market started at 2:30. all the way from like 8 o'clock. So the way the shifts were set up, I just wasn't able to really work pretty much. Mm-hmm. And Quentin, it was so crazy because Quentin, he like still had his foot in the valet door, but he was mainly doing his landscaping. And I just kept telling Quentin, like I was crying to him almost every day towards the end of my shift. And I was just like, I'm ready to leave. I'm emotionally stressed out. I don't want to do this anymore. And Mr. Fearless over here was all like, no, I don't think you should do it. Not now.
She was making good money as being a server.
I was making
that's what it was. And honestly, I think I had just quit valet. Mm-hmm. So, because it was about to be spring, so I was doing my landscaping and everything. But I think because she was getting that consistent income, I was just like, you know,
like we need that.
Kind of need that little anchor or whatever. I was making money, but it wasn't like how you get consistent money. You get that cash every day, you know.
And I was jealous of you then too, because like he was picking me up from work, like, you know, you just had your hours. He had his hours. And I really liked that. And so when the farmers market, when we got accepted into that was a big milestone for us within the business. Like I felt so excited about it. We're still involved with the farmers market to this day, and just really have built a community and a family there. And so that was my gateway to leave, and that was 3 years ago. I have not been back since, and like I don't want to go back at all, but I'm so grateful that I haven't had to go back. Like I'm so grateful that the business has continued to grow, and just even with us raising the brand awareness, we recognize that we're in Atlanta. Atlanta is a thriving city. There's cities within or around Atlanta, communities around Atlanta. Like even with us doing the community farmers market, we did Decatur, which was in Atlanta. We did East Atlanta, which is in Atlanta, and we did we do Pont City at the time in the beginning? And we did Pont City, which all of those are taking place in Atlanta. So we were able to hit these different neighborhoods within Atlanta. Now we do one of the biggest ones in Atlanta called Grant Park as well. We built our way up towards that, but over time, I just realized that everything happens in its due time. Like, you try to make things happen. Yeah, you don't give up. You try to make things happen, but...
You see most people, like, they give up on stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I see people doing, like, relaunches of their brand and stuff like that. Because that showed that, like, they quit. They fell off for a second or whatever. I think the biggest thing for us is that we never, ever have given up. Like, we had tough times and all that type of stuff. But
I ain't never stopped, though.
We ain't never stopped.
We ain't never stopped. We didn't stop selling.
It's been times where we haven't had money. Our website got shut down because we didn't pay the bill. There's been times when
we paying that website bill first,
right? And like
before we pay
for our regular bills. There's been times where we had to literally go out on the streets to sell soap door to door.
You'll see that video on Instagram.
Yeah. We literally had to go out door to door to just probably like sell soap just so we can cover a bill or get our website cut back on. Or
we gotta put that video in here.
A whole bunch of type of stuff, man. But like,
speaking of which, we were just at Grant Park yesterday, and somebody stopped by the booth, and I'm like, yeah, have you ever tried our soap? She was like, no. I was like, telling her all about the soaps, and I was like, yeah, we're called Urban Eden. She was like, Urban Eden? She was like, I just saw your video on Instagram when you were scared to go into the salons and scared to like run your business or go in there and sell your soap, and your husband was in the back like just encouraging you to go. And I was like, wow.
You got this, buddy. You got this. Come on now. Get over that fear. You good. You good. Go. You're good. You're on camera. You're on camera. You're on camera. You good. Just look. What's the worst they're gonna say to you? No? That's the worst they're gonna say.
I was like, wow, like, cause that video got a lot of views, and people that I don't know how they saw. He was just looking at old things, and people recognized us from that. So that was really cool. That was really cool there. So just the whole, right now we're in April. We're 2 weeks away from our grand opening of the brick and mortar store. And just the fact that it's been a journey from January to here to get this store. I definitely want to include pictures of what this place looked like in the beginning, because I still look at it.
Oh, I got all of that.
You got that good, because I look at it and I'm like, I can't believe that it still has work to do, but that we took it from there to where it's at now. So it was nerve-wracking too, even to have to plan to make this place look a certain type of way and decorate it. Like, decoration is the fun part, but I'm a Virgo too, so I overthink, and I'm like, I want this place to look like as good as possible. But within all my spaces, wherever I lived, or even in my workspace, I start to see that it's always been like I need a peaceful feng shui. I need herbs, I need the essential oils, I need plants, I need good lighting, just things that make me feel like every time I come here, I'm always like, me stud. I say it in my accent. I'm like, me stud, because I don't know, it's a place of happiness. And we have a doormat right.
How are you guys doing back here?
Good. Over here, feeling good to be riding, taking a little break before the intense work begins of making soap.
The intense work of making soap.
Mm-hmm.
What are you reading right now?
Oh, I'm still reading my notebook. I was about to make some content about 10 things that are probably enemies to your skin right now. 10 enemies. Or a few enemies for all skin types.
How are you doing over there?
Doing alright.
Doing alright.
Enjoying the day. You don't know how many of these days you're gonna get in Atlanta right now.
Oh, like warm like
Yeah, just warm.
That's right.
Yeah. Next thing you know, it'll be cold. Next thing you know, it might be raining or snowing. So enjoy it while it lasts. So
While the sun is out, enjoy it.
yeah. Or it get too hot too. That uncomfortable hot.
It's sweaty, walk outside, you sweat hot.
All right, get inside somewhere. Don't come outside hot. They'll be here before you know it.
Terry, I didn't even ask you, what's your favorite summertime bar?
Shoot. I don't know. I would have to say.
After a
Oh,
good
you know
workout
what? Matter of fact, dealing
or
with
a
this.
sweaty day.
Yeah, dealing with this Atlanta heat, I would definitely have to say activated charcoal, because activated charcoal will just make you forget, like the peppermint, and then the activated charcoal like really super cleanses your body. So like the peppermint, and actually I take a cold shower. I'll take like a cold or cool shower with the peppermint, so it'll feel really, really good. I think Quentin would probably say the same thing.
What?
Your favorite summer soap?
What is my favorite summer soap? I don't even hear what you said, but my favorite summer soap. This is like picking your favorite kid or something, or picking your favorite
What's
girl,
your favorite
a favorite
soap
girl
to
or
use
something
on
like
a
that.
hot day?
I'm just playing. Oh, Terry,
What's
you
your
didn't.
favorite soap to use on a hot day?
Oh, you didn't even hear what I said. All right, so favorite soap to use on a hot day. Oh, vanilla mint coffee. Vanilla mint coffee. Anything with the mint in it, because mint, like
So
Tyrone.
pepper has mint. Peppermint.
Pepper has
Peppermint is mint, yeah. He said it's pepper,
Pepper has mint.
Pepper has
Peppermint. Anything with the mint in it, like the vanilla mint coffee, the activated charcoal. Honestly, the eucalyptus, Neiman Chlorella has eucalyptus. Anything with that effervescence in it. Well, is that the right word? Is that that's not the right word to use?
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, grammar police, what you trying to say?
I just said that's cool.
What would you use?
I said activated charcoal.
I basically said all of that.
Okay, nobody said you didn't say that.
Something's wrong with her.
Something wrong with you.
You hungry, ain't you?
I could eat.
See, you see how she get when she get hungry? Just get reread.
I'm trying to detox.
You need to work out and get swole. Get swole. But best summer soap, yeah. Grapefruit is pretty lit too, though. Grapefruit is a good summer soap. Honestly, man, I can't even pick. All of them lit. Tea tree and turmeric is good too. Cause summertime, you're gonna get bit up by hella mosquitoes. Cause in Georgia, we got hella mosquitoes. So you're gonna need to take tea tree and turmeric. Tea tree and turmeric to me is the most effective all-around bar that we got, because it's medicinal, it's effective, it's gonna get them rashes out, it's gonna clear up the skin, it smells good. I think it's the whole 9. It's fresh. It's got turmeric in it, which can give you like that glow that everybody trying to get. But now we're on the way to the high school.
You played football here, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Were you part of any clubs?
The football club. Nah, I wasn't. Look, when I say back when I was in high school, bro, I was nothing. I was a sports head, bro. I wake up at Sports Center. You know what I'm saying? I was study like football players and how they was running their routes, and I wanted to, like, you know, as every black male, you either wanted to be like a rapper or an athlete, and I wanted to be an athlete. You know what I'm saying? So business, entrepreneurship, none of that type of stuff was even considered, even went through my head or whatever.
What position?
I was a receiver. I have like huge hands, like they really, really big. People will call me Big Hands Louis.
Big hands.
They're really big. I didn't never think that until somebody else looked at my hands. It was like they're really big. I thought my hands was normal.
Everybody hands like that.
Yeah, it was normal, but when I first got to high school, I was little. I told Taryn, like, I was 5'4" when I was a freshman. Then Then by the time I was a sophomore, I went up to 5'8", 5'7", 5'8". And then by the time I was a junior, I was like 6'1". I went up to 6'1". And I had really just shot up a lot. I was like a late bloomer. Because I'm actually kind of young. I was young when I graduated. When I graduated high school, I was 17.
Oh, wow.
I was 17 when I graduated. Taryn was too. But we both were 17. And so we graduated in May and didn't turn 18 until September when we was in college. So I turned 18 while I was in college.
Wow. So how'd y'all graduate so early?
I think it's I don't know. I think it's because of our birthdays.
Oh, you know what? Because my brother is the same way.
September, I think it's because our birthdays or whatever.
Is it like before like the 15th or something like that?
You know, I really
Yes,
kind of.
it's a matter of when we started school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
When we started
started.
school, I think.
Yeah.
I started school in North Carolina, which was like
So I
later in
think
September.
if I would have started school later, I think that from an athletic standpoint, I think I probably would have went more. I think I probably would have been. I don't know, maybe better.
I think you're right because
I would have been better because, like I said, you
had that extra year because that's how my brother was. He always played older people.
Yeah. So like I said, when I was a sophomore, I was 5'8". So if I was 5'8" when I was a freshman, and then we shot up to 6'1" when I was a sophomore, that'd have been like huge. But this is Douglas County right here.
You would have had a whole season.
I would have had a whole, bigger season and stuff like that. But I think they about to. What is this? What time is 3:29? I think they either about to let out. Where should I go?
Yeah, I see them buses coming on. Probably. Yes, left.
Right here, it's a tree.
Right here.
Yeah, you can just stand right there, like park right there, and then stand right there just in front of the school so you can get a
Where the
glimpse.
sign at?
Yeah, that's cool. DC. And this is literally right around the corner. Right around the corner. I need to come in here and let them know that I got a store.
So around this time, what would you normally be doing? Or where would you normally be at around this time?
When I was in school?
Yeah, like schools letting out.
Letting out, shoot, I'll let you see, but letting out, I'll be going over to the football locker room about to go to practice.
So
That was our
straight from
everyday.
class to football.
Yeah, right after school, you go straight to the locker room and go get dressed to get prepared for practice. I think you had to be out there by 4 o'clock. And then we'll practice for until until 7. So I think practice was about a good 3 hours every day, Monday through Thursday. Game day was Friday. That was my life.
Did you all meet when you were in high school?
Actually, me and Taryn
Yeah.
met the summer after I got out of high school.
Okay.
When we went to, we was a part of a party promotion team, and we met up there actually. This was before we even got to Georgia State. And actually the people that was the founders of that promotion team is LVRN, which is the management group of Black, Summer Walker, all of them. That's where we met at. So they had a promotion team, and we was a part of that promotion team.
Sounds like a whole nother video.
That's a whole nother video right there, bro. That's a whole nother video. Which is crazy, because we met with them not too long ago. We met with them. We sat and sit down with them. But let's get out. What's even crazy too is that the football field is like, I think they might have been done. What's crazy is that the football field is like brand new. Like they got a whole new setup. And
Look like turf over there.
it's turf and everything now. Like we didn't even have that. We didn't even have none of that. Where do you think we should go?
I think we can walk this little railing right here.
Okay.
Walk it down, and then if you want to go inside,
I never even should I go talk to some administrators in there and try to just tell them about the story maybe real quick?
yeah, sure.
I don't want to hold y'all up. Cool, let's go. We about to walk down here. Oh, here you go. Where y'all about to go? You can go get some food if you like while we doing this.
Oh, what food?
Whatever, y'all go get some food. Huh.
I've heard this way.
Oh, you know what? I think school about to let out. I think it's about to let out. I think it's just cool the fact that we just got a store right around the corner from the school that I went to. Like, I think that's just dope. You think that's dope? I think it's dope.
That's super dope.
And just doing that, I think it's pretty dope. I know exactly who I can talk to. I know exactly who I'm gonna talk to. I think we might have to cut it before we go inside, just to put the camera down real quick to see if we would be able to film.
The largest employer in Douglas County is Douglas County School System. Way more female than male.
And that's our market.
Exactly. So if you hit them with, we're open, we have sales.
So also I want to talk to you about, is there any, y'all be having any type of programs where we can come back and speak, maybe career days or like maybe talk entrepreneurship or?
My marketing class would love that. We got marketing class, so we got school, store. Yeah. They would love something like that. And we got business classes.
That's my specialty is marketing.
Oh yeah.
That's really what I'm really passionate about. Cause I just really like, man, I don't know if you probably do, but you probably remember. So like, I remember when I moved here when I was 13, 9th grade. People always be like, oh, Douglasville lame and all of that. But I'm like, well, I'm here now and like, I want to just make it like, I want to make Douglasville just be what it can be. And
now where you at on Fairmont Road?
Literally, you know that little that motors place, that motorsport,
right across from Wendy's?
Right across, no, not across from Wendy's. We in that plaza where that barbershop used to be at.
By the pawn shop?
That's where I pay my rent at, in that pawn shop. It's 6410.
It's on Fairmont Road before you get to Chick-fil-A.
No, go towards the tracks. Go towards the track. Go towards the tracks, and it's like.
Oh, you talking about the brick building?
Yeah.
Across from the tire shop.
Yep. Okay. Right across from the tire shop on there, like it's that road where the post office at.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you go all the way down to Fairmont Road. It's right there. I can actually show you a quick picture real quick of what it's looking like in there. Bro, I wish they had this when I was here. What is marketing? I didn't even know what marketing was until 2014, bro. This is crazy. They go over all the goods. I guess I was looking for her too. I guess she's not. She's gonna be. One of the things that people sometimes don't like when they hear like stories is, people like to hear the good things, but people never get to hear like maybe the mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like the mistakes, or like what were some things that didn't go right, that you had to learn from. Like I tell you specifically, like I don't know if you guys remember when we had our WeWork space. We got that in like the end of 2017, beginning of 2018. So, we had got it for the purpose of, I think like a central pickup space in Atlanta, and with the hopes of like building business credit or whatever. And it just really, as I look back on it, it wasn't the best situation. Honestly, we were paying the same amount of money that we're paying for this space, and like it's like, damn, we could have been into like a space like this like already. But that's actually like that was a mistake, and that's actually something that we broadcasted out to people that it was a monumental moment that we had the keys, and you know what I'm saying. But it really wasn't like the best thing, at the time, and that was definitely a mistake on our journey. Some other mistakes, just learning how to just keep up with just learning, like literally, like we have been making like hella mistakes throughout the whole journey, but you got to make mistakes so that you can learn from them. And most people be scared. Like even now, I'm talking to somebody right now in the inbox right now that gave me an idea that they have. I told them that it's a good idea, and
oh my bad, I didn't know you was recording. Why are you looking at me like that?
I should take my belt off and be there.
I didn't know you was recording. I'm about to sweep and everything. Oh, no.
That's a mistake right there. But really, like I was saying, like somebody right now is telling me an idea that they have, and they're like, literally, I'm looking at the message, they're scared, and I'm like,
I've been getting a lot of that too, of people being scared to do something.
You really just can't be scared. Like we've been afraid of certain things and maybe had like a little bit of fear, but I'm a type of person, like that's why Russell Westbrook my favorite player, because I'm just gonna just jump out head first, like just go for it. Like it might not be the prettiest thing, but I'm just gonna go out and do it, so that you let the market just decide, like whatever it is, just let them decide. Like just put it out, let them decide, and I think that's really what we have. We really have not been scared, I would say, to just jump out there and just do stuff. But it's been a lot of little mistakes, man, on the road. But we learn from all of it. Taryn, you know any other mistakes we done made? And I don't know. It's just all experience. I guess we can't even really label. You can't even label maybe even.
But
mistakes.
what did Nipsey just say though? In his documentary, he was like, you got to make mistakes. He was like failing and making mistakes helps you to learn who you are.
There you go.
Helps you to
so that's what it did. It helps us to make those mistakes and those little bumps and bruises and honestly even I was battling back and forth in my head. You know, I moved back to my mother's throughout this journey of urban Eden. I moved back to my parents' house twice, and we're on the second time right now. I would battle back in my head like, damn, I ain't shit, man. Like, I gotta live with my parents, man. But I was doing it for the purpose of investing into my business even more. Like, it's all about building assets, and that's what I look at urban Eden. Urban Eden is a great asset. So even going through that in my head, like, I shouldn't even look at that as like a mistake or like something bad. Like, this is a part of my journey. Like, we're 27 years old. Like, we have a long way to go. Like, I shouldn't even judge myself like that. But you know how we do as people. We sabotage ourselves. We be killing ourselves, but it ain't even gotta be like that. Like, it's all experience, man. This is all one. So we can't look at it as a good thing or a bad thing. Like, that's why you never wanna like get too down or too high. Just stay within the flow. You know what I'm saying? Stay within the flow. Everything will happen within the season.
And I had just got a reading, like, I think when we had moved back to the house, I had got a reading. And it in the reading, it said that the steps that we were kind of taking backward were good steps for forward. You know how they say
take two
steps backward.
Well, take one step
backwards,
back
10 steps forward.
I don't know. It's something like that.
I don't
know.
Two back,
you know what
10
I mean.
forward.
You know what I mean, man.
So I was like, and sometimes things like that help you put things into perspective, because you might not see it right then and there, the good things that are coming, but just even with the way that everything has been flowing here, I'm like, we really have to stay mindful of like the good things that are coming. Like, even with when we got this store and like seeing how many people are talking about coming to the grand opening and just all the other opportunities that we've received since being here, and I just know that there are like more opportunities. Like, I had to, like, you've been doing a lot of working out, even after your workout, your eye has been having you like meditate and set intentions,
preparing ourselves.
Like, I had to meditate, read, because I understood that the universe was about to bring so many blessings, so many opportunities our way. And my thing was, I wanted to be aligned and I wanted to be open for whatever that was, and I wanted to be ready for that.
That's what a girl from Slutty Vegan said before everything happened to her. She said that she said she knew everything was going to happen, but she had to prepare herself. That's what entrepreneurship just even is. It's like, it's a journey of personal development. Like, you gotta be able to receive all of this stuff. Like, when somebody says that they're scared, they're not ready yet. You know what I'm saying? They're not ready to receive the things that are on the other side of that fear. If they can get over that, you know what I'm saying? It's like diamonds just waiting on them, like, what you want. Like, but once you can get over that fear and over that, the sabotage in your head, like, once you get over that, like,
that you versus you. There
you go, that you versus you. You already know what it's about. So that's like my little spiel about that. You know what I'm saying? Produce for yourself.
Produce for yourself, shawty.
So next,
I got on the shirt to say.
For like a lot of people, would be, why did y'all choose Douglasville? Why didn't y'all like set up shop in Atlanta? And like, Atlanta is the hub, and we have been doing markets in Atlanta pretty much for the past 3 years, and like, so why you guys didn't set up shop in Atlanta? Well, trust me, we wanted to be in Atlanta. We really did. Like, but for a startup company like us, and really, like I said, only 30% of our sales were actually in Georgia in 2018. 70% were outside of the state. So it's like, location really wasn't a huge concern for us. You guys seen us when we were in Riverdale in the house producing the soap, and then we was in the garage producing the soap. So really, we needed a home base to increase the production, increase the space, the inventory space, just to have an actual space, you know what I'm saying, to be in the house and in the garage, you know what I'm saying. There was no temperature regulation, nothing like that. Now we have that now. So why Douglasville though? First, Douglasville, the price. I mean, we're like 25 minutes outside of Atlanta, so the price was just like, A1. Like when we found out the price of this place, we was just like, oh yeah, let's get that, let's get it. And that's one of the reasons why we even moved back with our parents, was that so that we can reduce those expenses and that we can invest all into the business and, you know, just grow more, invest into people and the product and just a better experience of it. But also, why Douglasville? I kind of grew up in Douglasville. I moved to Douglasville when I was 13 years old. We came from Virginia, and I was new to Douglasville, man. Douglasville really wasn't like something that I knew about. I just knew that we was moving to Atlanta. That's what I thought. Now that I know now, this is a metro Atlanta city, but you know, Douglasville is to me, it's a great place. I think Douglasville is an awesome place. I love growing up here, honestly. Like, I learned a lot. My high school years, man, from 13 on up, like, I've been here. My mom, their base has been here. Their home has been here in Douglasville. So I've always been in Douglasville, back and forth. High school was here. I went to Douglas County High School, right around the corner from the store. That's another thing. The store is right around the corner from a high school. So it's like, I know people here. I went to school with everybody here. I just have so much connections in Douglasville. And I remember back in the day, people used to always be like, Douglasville lame and it ain't nothing to do here or whatever. And I don't know, I never was the type that would be like, it is lame, because I had just moved here, so I didn't know nothing about Douglasville. But as I got older, I'm like, why people saying Douglasville lame? You know, you're still living here, I'm living here, so I'm not gonna be like, yeah, Douglasville lame. I want to contribute to Douglasville and make it better. You know what I'm saying? So to have the opportunity to set up our store in Douglasville, it's like, it's a no-brainer, man. Like even with the whole situation with Nipsey, like, you know, getting killed or whatever, this man decided he wanted to make his store be right in the same hood that he was, you know, where he started at. And I had a lot of respect for that. So for us to have the opportunity to put a store pretty much where my roots is at, kind of like where I was when I learned a lot, where I worked hard and went to school and played football, played sports with, like, it was a no-brainer to be like, let's station here in Douglasville. And Douglasville needs a lot of stuff here. Like, I always complain about Douglasville ain't really got nothing here, or Douglasville need more restaurants, more vegan restaurants. But it's like, why not contribute to, you know, adding value to Douglasville by setting up shop right here in Douglasville? So I just felt like it was just really like a no-brainer to just be here, man. Like, I'm excited to be in Douglasville. I'm excited for people to have access to, you know, great products and just bring that energy here, man. Just, you know, I really feel like, you know, we've been learning so much on this journey, so I really want to do a lot for Douglasville. I want to provide a lot to Douglasville. I want the energy that we give off to flow through Douglasville, and when people come in the store, I want them to feel that. You know what I'm saying? I want them to like really be like, I want them to be proud of like, this is a person that kind of came up through Douglasville, kind of grew up here. You know, I did grow up here, even though like my first 12 years of my life I wasn't here, but I moved here when I was 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, all the way on up to the day. And it's just like, I'm proud to, you know, call this place, you know, my home or whatever. You know, of course, you know, Douglasville need a lot of work, and even outside, you know what I'm saying, to be trash, people be disrespecting the place, and, you know, but I want to do everything in my power to make sure that, you know, Douglasville and on Fairburn Road and in our space right here become something that's like, you really want to, like, when you come visit Atlanta or whatever, that you want to come to Douglasville to come visit Urban Eden. You know what I'm saying? If you're not even here, I want you to come here and stop here. Like, you have to make it a place that you got to stop. Like, yo, if I'm coming to Atlanta, I got to make sure that I stop out in Douglasville and come see Urban Eden. You know what I'm saying? I want you to make sure that you do that. So that's why we chose Douglasville, man. So this is only like one step of the journey. Like, I foresee that we're going to have a manufacturing facility. We might have another flagship store that'll be in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? It's just right now in the step of our journey, we in Douglasville right now. And like I said, this whole story about Douglasville. So Douglasville, I need you guys to come out, support your own, come out here to the grand opening, and yeah, come see what Urban Eden is all about. You know what I'm saying? We chose to be here, so I want you guys to come out and support, and we doing it for you. Peace. Samples. samples we put in everybody order. We put these in everybody order now. Put one little sample in everybody order. We try to look at people's orders, and we try to see, you know, if you order like a 5 for $25, and you get like a rosemary, a lavender, a charcoal, lemongrass, and maybe like a vanilla mint. You try to look at your order and be like, okay, what do they don't have? What haven't they tried yet? That's what I was trying to say. So we'll be like, okay, let's put a chamomile calendula in they order, a sample, just to let them try it, you know, because we want you to come back, man. I think that's the biggest thing about our business is repeat, man. This is a consumable good, so we want people to come back. And little samples aren't, you know, giving you a sample doesn't really hurt us like that, you know, especially if you come back. And I think people really enjoy. What you think, Terry? You think people really enjoy the samples? I think they really do enjoy the still, like getting a surprise extra in your order. I think that is some good customer service in my eyes. I would think, you know. I think it is something like, oh dang, like you gave me a little extra. Okay, let me try this one out. Right? And I think the fact that we just sometimes I'll go through your. So say if you like a repeat customer, and we just started doing this not too long ago, I will go through your past orders sometimes. Taryn don't even probably know I do this. I'll go through your past orders and see what you haven't tried. I'll just try to gauge it a little bit and do that work of going through your past order to see what you haven't tried. You know what I'm saying? I don't do it with everybody, but I try to do that sometimes if we got the time. I'll do that. You know? So I mean, you're trying to establish foundation, man. You're trying to build a brand. Those are some things that you will do. Like you'll go out of your way to do that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to establish a brand and you want people to shop with you consistently and come back, you know, you'll do those things up front. You know, you'll take I like to say you'll take a L, or you'll just, you know, what's the word, like maybe not make profit at first for people to come back. You know? You got weed, Tyron?
Smoke one for Nip.
Yeah, we got smoke one for Nip. But you know what though?
I don't want none of that weed that put you to sleep.
He did say that he was like, what did he say? The dude asked him, he said, are you smoking weed right now? He said no. He's like, he's not smoking weed. Because he said he was doing a business lately.
If you wasn't doing business.
I think
that's why I haven't been. That's why I don't do it as much anymore.
Yeah, we haven't really been smoking too much lately. Because we've been busy too.
But you won't know unless you give it a try.
Set up the phones. You coming to the Grand Apple, right?
Yeah.
What you call it? You gonna be serving food. Turn the scale on, stare it, and then just grab it and just. So are you doing? How many? What are we doing? You just doing just that soap today?
No. I mean, was we doing a whole session for it?
I mean, we about to do 23 sessions, 23 batches. So what other soap was you about to do right now?
That I guess I can do vanilla mint, possibly. That's really about it because we don't have chlorella for Nina chlorella.
You definitely need to make more.
We don't have lavenders. Oh, well then I can make some.
You definitely need to make more.
I can do half of what I'm about to do and then the other half.
Would you making a scent out of the herbals? What you call it, soap?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, because I might not do a mix of anything because I don't really have a mix. I like the rosemary cedarwood, but I don't think that we have rosemary. I definitely want to do a cedarwood.
Oh.
And maybe I'll do some lime cedarwood.
If you do that rosemary cedarwood, that could be lit.
I only have a little bit of rosemary.
Make it most do cedarwood.
I got a little bit of patchouli.
Okay, do them three.
Patchouli, cedarwood, and
patchouli, cedarwood, and rosemary.
Patchouli, cedarwood, and rosemary. That's definitely gonna be a good.
That's nice. You can do that for like a 4 batch.
Yeah.
I mean, what, you gonna do like an unscented one or something?
Then I'm gonna do some unscented.
Right,
I just gotta strain this. I gotta strain it out right quick. I don't know if you. Oh, your hands. Strain out the oil. Gotta strain it. We could just get that on live and stuff to strain. Straining the YouTube. Let's give that a try.
We'll give YouTube live a try.
Do you think we should do Instagram or? I always love Instagram.
I love Instagram.
Yeah.
It's like Facebook is lit too.
Yeah.
We got 590 subscribers on YouTube.
Does it only reach to your subscribers?
Yeah, I think it
Well,
will.
we can do a little bit on YouTube and see if anybody joins.
Yeah, you can go live.
If not, then we'll switch over to Facebook.
Yeah, you can go live. I'm going right here. I wonder, do I need to probably turn it? This thing is pretty rinky-dink, you know what I'm saying? I need more tripod, and I need another phone to go so I can hit all 3 of my platforms I want to hit. So that's gonna be YouTube. This is gonna be IG. Yeah, this will be IG right here. IG. And then let me see if I can scratch up another device to try to see if I can do some Facebook. Maybe the iPad, maybe. I might kind of never did this with YouTube, but I'm about to do it now. Create a title. Everything is up in the session. Wow, for a thumbnail. Oh. No, look up. Come on, he's not one. Come on, no.
Finished. I gotta go to the bathroom and then I'm gonna strain the oil. Then I'm going to pour it together. Oh, I need to put some lemongrass up in there. Matter of fact, with that.
You are live now.
I think I'm gonna just do a little random one. I'm gonna put lemongrass gotta go up in there too. Ooh.
I'm like nerding out over here. And then that's next to this.
This is some OG hemp leaf.
Somebody on IG, they asked, "Hello, family, I'm here." Oh, let me speak. That's Stephanie.
Oh, hey, girl.
And then somebody said, "What are some good tips to starting a business?"
Oh, Quentin, do you wanna?
Just start.
Yeah, ain't nothing to it but to do it. I mean, based off of whatever you're.
I mean, you kind of sound like you have an idea, so just go for it. Like, you're not gonna know until you start.
Always explore different resources for doing what you gotta do. Make sure I get up all the good stuff up out of there.
What's the temperature on this?
I'm gonna let that hang over there for a minute. YouTube.
I must come back to YouTube another day.
Today is not the day. All right, so I got that. Now it's time. Rosemary and cedarwood smells so good.
Creative Works. That's KRE, the number 8, TIVEWORKS.
Tell what you just mixed up right there.
Oop, I did cinnamon, a couple hints of cedarwood, some lemongrass, patchouli, and rosemary.
I was just doing just cedar, rosemary.
I added lemongrass. Actually, it's good that I added lemongrass because based off of like what we need to do, lemongrass needs to be in there.
Let me smell that. Smell good?
I think I'm gonna just add a little bit more cedarwood. I did 2 ounces of cedarwood. You want cedarwood?
That's a nice manly to me. That's a nice.
You want more cedarwood?
Sure. I mean, hey.
Wait, maybe I should add bergamot.
All right, we're going Facebook Live right here.
Yep, that orange set it off.
The orange?
Yep.
You put orange in it?
Yes, that's what I just put in there.
Oh my bad, I didn't know what you put orange in there. You said cedar.
I put cedarwood in there as well.
And then you just asked me, do I need to put more cedarwood in there?
I just asked, do you need me to put more do you think I should put more cedarwood in there? But I just added orange too.
Alright, I need some food.
I like this citrus.
I got some more
That smells so good.
What?
I don't even want to
She needs food.
I think I'm gonna add a little bit more. This thing going dead too. I just have to do 8 fluid ounces like this here. Okay. Yes, sir. You got problems.
I don't want the swirls.
You don't want swirls in it?
Just so you can
no
tell.
Color? Or just should I do light color?
Just put the color in it.
Okay.
And just go.
Alright.
You know my whole thing about swirls. But I'm no.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? We are about to get the session started. So we're making a citrus hemp soap today. So this is, oh, that's what you call it. Citrus hemp and Shiva and citrus hemp. So like I said, we got a 420 event popping up soon. So I want to make sure we come correct in the event.
Oh my gosh.
Citrus hemp.
I don't want it to be too orange, just like a light hint of orange. Like a light reddish color. Give it a good stir. And can you hand me this that little spatula?
Do you even remember the recipe?
Yes. Why? I should always ask questions.
Don't people ask questions about that?
Oh, Tyron, can you grab me a little craft stick? A little popsicle stick. thick. It's thick. Thank you. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna use this
one. Let's see what Terrence is looking at.
It smells so good. It's like an earthy citrus scent. Alright, no soap left behind. That should be good.
Are you running that right back? Like holiday almost, like. So we do a lot of events on that day. We do an event on that day every year. So we want to have a product specifically for that day. I remember we were at a 420 flash show last year. So hard. I need one, what you call it? I need a thing that do all of them, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna focus on the Instagram.
But that thing, can you smell it, Terrence? Yeah, that's what they're gonna smell at the top on there. Yeah, buddy.
You said you're gonna roll up the top.
They're gonna be trying to scrape the top
You
of
see
it.
that? That's the trims.
Yeah, that's the trim.
So it's a trim of the hemp plant right here. So she infused this into an oil. Now she's putting the little leaves on top of it now.
Infused all the properties into the oil.
And that's in this soap.
That looks really